Hello everybody! My name is Moon Crystal, and I am doing the road to Necromancer on all classes to help those that are trying to get their Necromancer title. This is a journey myself. I've only got Lonely Explorer myself, but I also realize that there is not a lot of current content that is out there on these classes and climbing. Some of these classes are very unpopular, or people get told Machinist, Red Mage, Summoner, Warrior, but every class is cleared. So what I am attempting to do is go through Palace of the Dead. No matter how many attempts it takes, I want to get all the way from floor 1 to 200 in video recordings so that people have something to go off of to say, hey, this is how I do that, this is what these mobs do, and you know, just to have some kind of video play guide for people doing Palace of the Dead, Heavens on High, or Eureka Orthos, so that they can get their titles on whatever class they want to play, whatever they're comfortable with, rather than going somewhere and trying to attempt playing something that they're not comfortable with, not happy with, for whatever reason. So that is what I'm here to do. So I am starting on Paladin. I'm also working on my monk right now as well, but right now this play guide through for Palace of the Dead is my Paladin. Floor 1. Hope everybody is having a great day. Honestly do. Let's see. Put my cam up. Pull this up. Alright. So we're starting on floor 1. Gold chests that give you your Pomanders. These are what you're going to use to help navigate through Palace of the Dead or any of your 3 deep dungeons. Get my little avatar up. There we go. We'll just keep it nice and steady. This is not a scoring run. If you want that, there are other streamers out there that specialize in that. This is focusing on getting the clears. Try to stay close to the walls as much as possible until you start getting your shield lob. You won't be able to like throw, so you'll have to go out a little bit. Blue chests help get your ether up. I'm at 99.99, but if you're just starting out, you want to, you know, build up to plus 10 on the first 10 floors. And then, you know, rinse and repeat until it starts like slowing down. There is like a diminishing return, so eventually you're going to have to go higher to get more ether. But to start out, you can just repeat floors 1 through 10 until it starts saying no change, no change. Now, you will still occasionally get a change. It's a small percentage. You can level your ether pool, arms and armor up. Solo, I have done it on Heavens on High and Palace of the Dead. Getting match parties is not the easiest in the world to do, and let's face it, getting committed friends can be a chore. They'll say they want to do it, something comes up, and they never come back. So I have just learned, like, don't hold your breath. Most of these monsters are pretty easy until we get to floor 6. There's a couple tricky ones. We'll go over that when we get there. Spend the time, kill everything on every floor. For the first 10 floors, just kill everything. And I say this because you don't want to be underleveled. The boss on floor 10 is level 20. So you don't want to be underleveled because you start to miss your hits and stuff like that. So it's really unnecessary. Just take the time, level up. You don't want to spend the whole hour though doing it. It does slow down. Eventually you can kill over 100 monsters and you still won't be like level 23. So at some point, it's just, you know, kill everything on the floor, move up. Kill everything on the floor, move up. Simple as that. Now, the things you have to note about monsters, there's like 3 things. You got those with sight. You can move behind them to their sides and they won't attack you. It's only when you get in their cone line of sight that they pick up on you. Then you have monsters that, proximity. So you get close to them, they trigger. And they will attack you regardless of what side you're on. Back, side, don't matter. Then you have those that if you hit your back/walk, they're based on sound. So like this one, this is sight. So I can be behind him, nothing happens. But as soon as I go to his line of sight, he'll pick up on me. Just like that. So, floor 3. And as I start to use my Palmanders, I'll explain what they do. So, Palace bats, they're sound, so I can walk by, in front, around, doesn't bother it. As soon as I take off walk, he picks up, because he's based on sound. And froggies just run around. Thankfully, I'm not in a major predicament, so just run around, let this wear off, hit a potion, you're good to go, because regular potions drop on floors 1 through 10, and I always try to use potions that are in congruence with the floor set. So basically, if I'm on floors 1 through 10, I'm not going to use a max potion. There's no point. Yeah, it will heal me, but it's also a major cooldown, so, you know, 20 seconds versus however many long, you know, that is. So blue chest, ether armor. I could dump it, but as soon as I unlock this place on my alt, I will do a separate video for how to farm your ether arms and armor. I am not going to dump it intentionally on this alt, or on my main. I'm just not going to do it. That will be a separate video, a separate character. I just hit a silence trap, so we can just whack away. All of them are silenced as well, or at least the ones that got hit by it. Okay, don't want to hit it. Once you hit a trap in a room, that room is considered safe. So I don't have to worry about a second trap. So this room is safe, so if I was pulling monsters, I can run back in here and not worry about another trap. So this one is safe. We got another bat. We'll go ahead and pull him. He's just right here, so. Floor 4. Goblin is sight and the Yarzan is sound. This guy is a pat, but he is also sight. I thought I saw a Yarzan. It's not. But these two are sight. And we got a pat over here. Where are you, Mr. Goblin? Death Mouse and Antelope. they're both sight. Goblin is also sight, but he's also a pat. And for those that have a lot of experience in deep dungeons, this probably seems very simplistic and very dummy-proof, you think, but there are a lot of people that don't know anything about deep dungeons, how hard it gets, how challenging it gets. Highest I've made it so far is floor 160. You know, the floor 150 boss is no joke. You know, it can easily get very overwhelming when you're dealing with the succubus, the zombies come out, then you got the succubus ad coming out. It's like, how do I deal with all this? Do I go off old strats that are 4 to 6 years old? Or do I try to find strats that work that are, you know, relevant to 2025? Not when this place first came out. And you can use Provoke if you're on a tank. It is great. It's got a 25-yard range. Sure is really good. So if you don't want to go into a room, you can use Provoke and just draw it into you. Hippo surfs are proximity, so like you can try to go behind them, but you'll end up triggering them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now you could try to sneak around by getting distance between you and it. The distances are usually not that bad. Goblin is sight. I think one of the reasons I like Palace or Deep Dungeons so much is because it's kind of like Diablo 3 or 4, where the dungeons just constantly change. It is never going to be the same. If it was, oh gosh, this would have been done a long time ago. But the layout changes. The RNG on Palmanders and just basically what kind of monsters you get every set is different. The climbs are different. Some are really smooth and good. Some hold back on all the nastiness to the end. Sometimes you'll get all the nasty in the beginning. Sometimes you get nothing but mimics. I mean, the list goes on and on about, you know, what you're going to get when you roll the deck of cards. Do I get a good hand or do I get a really bad one? So we are now on floor 6, so the new enemies we gotta worry about are hornets. Bats are sound. If I didn't want to fight them, which I don't see any reason why we should not, since you are not level 60, you need to be fighting them. There is a hornet. So he has the thing called Final Sting. He starts to cast it. After so much time, just have a kick or something and interrupt something. This Final Sting does a lot of damage, and if you don't have a lot of health at the time, it will kill you. You can line of sight it, you can stun it, you can run it a good deal of ways, and it shouldn't hit you, but I don't like that particular last method. You can witch it, too, if you feel like that's necessary. But honestly, there's no reason for this thing to get a Final Sting off unless there's just a lot of them at once. The Palace Beetles are sight. we've got our ranged ability, Shield Lob. It's very, very nifty. There is no reason to go into the middle of the room anymore. And since I got a freebie strength, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that. That means I just do a lot more DPS for a little bit. Makes things a lot easier. But try to hug the rooms as much as you can along the side of the walls at this point. Hallways are safe. I'm still in the habit of going near the walls. It's just built into me at this point. So we're on floor 7 now. I try to pull at least one room's worth, but if your ether's low and you're dying, just worry about one at a time. Bring some food or whatever you gotta do until you can get your ether count built up. Once you can get floors 51 through 60 unlocked, you can just farm that for a while. Get your ethers built up that way, and then once you feel comfortable, you can start working on a Necromancer run. But ether is going to be a critical play. You're not just going to come in here on your first day and go, oh, I'm going to be a Necromancer. No, it's not going to be that easy. You can do that on one run with 0 ether, arm, and armor. I like to see that. With, you know, no editing involved. I like to see proof in the pudding, please. Because I'm not going to believe it. And it is time consuming to go around in a circle around the walls and stuff like that, but what's more time consuming is if you just die to something stupid, reset your run because you didn't want to take the time to go around a circle in a wall. Path of least resistance isn't exactly the smartest of smartest path. I'm gonna go ahead and pull both of these, but focus on Hornet as my priority target. Then I can pull the other one. And now I can get the chest. And because I've only got one lust, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that for the boss unless I pick up a second, because I like to have it for the second boss that's on floor 20, just because I am a tank and it'll help speed up the DPS a little bit. They like to drop a lot of freebies, but I just renew them and move on with my life. Ether armor, one of them. Dung beetles are proximity and they're patrol. They also have a charged ability, so if you are a clothy or low DPS, because you don't have a lot of armor, that charge ability really does hurt, so please keep that in mind. He just hits you and it hits hard. As a tank, it's not so bad, but as a clothy, it really hurts. I've actually been one-shot by them because I've been double tag teamed by like 2 of them at once, and they both like do a charge at once. So it's like I have like 3 witching, so keeping that in mind, if I get like doubled up like as on a healer or something, you can use a witching on them and prevent that charge and from dying. And you can just quickly sidestep all the AoE stuff. You don't want to get hit by this stuff and get hit by some kind of status effect. This run's got a lot of blue chests. If I were still building my ether, this'd be great. We are on the last floor until the boss. Ooh, let's not forget the hornet. I almost messed up there. I just completely forgot about him. Alright, intuition. Intuition just shows you hidden treasure chests. So it'll be a gold light on the floor. It's just some goodies you can turn in at the vendor outside the dungeon. Both the Yarzons are sound, so I could technically turn on my backslash and start walking, and it wouldn't trigger them at all. Witching just turns monsters into something more manageable, like a frog or a duck or something, a rooster. Yars in a sound. Got 2 hornets. I'm not too worried about, like... This one should be dead by the time I need a kick. Just focus the other one, so just keep an eye on his casting. But he should be dead too. If you know you got the DPS, don't worry about kick, just grab him, kill him, you're good to go. And there's a brown chest over here. It can be like 3 things. Mimic, Phoenix Down, or Potion. I called that. Or a pot shard, so 4 things. I don't know why I clicked that, but that's okay. Show boss time. As a tank, I'm really not that worried about health. It might be a problem if you're low on ether, but it's really not that bad. I'm not even using my sustaining potions, I'm just using my regular old potion or high potion. They have a 20-second cooldown, so that makes it easy. And so that's that for the first set. On to the second. Levels, floors 11 through 20. So frogs have what you call sticky tongue. They pull you in. I would just pull them into the hallway. And I'll tell you why. Traps are normally not an issue, but you do have roaming cobras, and if you hit a frog trap with a snake nearby, it is game over. They will one-shot you by eating you for dinner. Haddish Pudding. He is a roaming pet. And he does not want to come in. He'll just back up until he wants to show up. He's also proximity, so if he comes by, you're going to trigger him. And he just stays there and stays there and stays there. And he's just sneaking up behind me. Both of these are sight. And the reason I turn my threat mitigation on is because I don't want to get into the habit of not having it on. Because I go into dungeons and I completely forget about it. Because you don't really need it if you're solo. I do not recommend pulling this many if your ether is low, but mine is fine, so I will be fine. You just gotta keep an eye on my health. And just use my potions when they're on cooldown. And just keep the same rule in mind, you just want to hug the walls. And you can kick him, so you don't have to worry about him getting you with the nasties. Hell, mimics are level 27, so just keep that in mind. You may need some few potions, witchings, just in case, because they hit like a truck until you get close to the same level. So mimics are a nightmare to deal with until you're a little more as level. It's level 27 on this set. And yes, it is a little time consuming, but I do spend the time and, you know, get the levels I need. Because the second boss is level 35. Got 2 pats here. Gotta be careful about donut rooms because they can have traps near the edge. Sure, it can be a little tricky. And there's a couple, there's like 3 of them. There's another one coming around. Oh no, please tell me there's no snakes. In a case like this, just run around and go to the very far end of the room and try to stay away from any snakes that might show up. And the biggest thing is just stay calm. Just think, if this is going to happen, what am I going to do about it? If this happens, what plan do I have in place to mitigate against that? Have a backup plan to that plan. Oh, I guess I can stand there for a second. He completely ignored me. Haha, it's nice. We got a brown chest. It could be a mimic potion, sustaining potion, or phoenix down. Ooh, nice. I always hold my breath to hope that it's not a mimic because I'm one level below, but at least it's only one level and not like 5. So slimes have an enraged timer, so you got 30 seconds to kill the slime or it blows up and one-shots you. So if you feel like you can't kill it in time, use a witching, lust, anything to get that thing dead. They are a high priority target. And we're still 9 levels away from what we need to be for boss, so I always keep that in the back of my head. It's like, am I on track to being the level I need to be? Sometimes it just doesn't give you enough enemies to level up. So on this set, high potions are now a thing, so you know, that's what I should be using. Normal potions, they won't heal you for as much anymore. It's still a 20-second cooldown, so it's still decent. And we just hit another trap. And that one was right there on the wall, too. So it's not always guaranteed that you'll avoid traps. It's just less likely. Now that the room is safe, I don't have to worry about being in the middle anymore. The room with the flag icon on your map, that is the room that you spawned in. That room is always safe. So anytime you spawn into a room, it is safe. No traps whatsoever. So it'll always be a safety option if you want to pull into that room at first. Like, say like you got a treasure room or something full of monsters in one room and you're like, one room back is your safety. Pull into that room, pull into the hallway. Once you set off a trap, that room becomes a safety net. So keep track of which rooms are safe and clear, which ones are not. So like the room I just spawned in is safe. So I could technically pull everything in this next room if I wanted to. But because of this frog, I'm gonna just deal with it. I mean, as a tank, I'm not really worried about a froggy slam. But there is no mitigating the slime, so just kill it. Just step through. Or turn around. You can also stun him. So step through, turn around, stun him. But I like to fight them in the hallways because I do not want a chance stepping on a froggy trap with a snake. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull him right now and not move. He is sight-based though. There's one more room. Some floors are really small, some are really big. There are anywhere from 3 to 7 rooms on each floor. They'll never be more than 7 and they'll never be less than 2. What's crazy is we've had no extra strength and no extra steel so far. So some of the content creators will say that you don't have to worry about your pomanders. You'll find more before you get to the next boss. That is not always true. I have some of the worst luck in deep dungeons that anybody can possibly get. So I never trust that I'm going to get something else. So if it's a freebie, I get it. If I feel like the floor is going to be a toughie, I'll use it then. But I always keep in mind I need at least 1 strength and steel, all the way up to at least floors 1 through 50, and I'll be fine for the bosses. Some bosses can be fought without any pomanders, but you definitely want to make sure the higher you go, you start having a strength and steel on hand. For Behemoth, you're probably going to need 2. That's floor 180, and we have a ways to go before we get there. I could use my strength right now, speed things up a little bit, but there's no need. It's not like I'm hurting on time right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to use up my steel and worry about not getting another one. Now, if I had 3, I might use one if I thought my health was an issue. But with 2, I'm going to hold on to it. I think on this set, or on the last 2 sets, they've been very stingy on some of these pomanders. Small floor, though. 6 levels away from being the same as the boss. So 4 floors to get up to 35, or at least attempt. So we got Gloom, means enemy movement speed is increased, enemies also deal more damage while taking less. It's a pretty nasty debuff. Go ahead and deal with the snake. So if you ever have to go to the bathroom and you see a section like this, just duck into this and you'll always be safe. Because the pets, if there are any, will go by and they won't bother you in this little cubby hole. Just hug the wall, you'll be fine. Like kids are running amok in your house or something, so this little section That is a great spot to pull things into, take a quickie little break. Don't take too long because you only got an hour per set. But, you know, I know things happen, so rooms like that, little sections, are really nice. I just use that because, you know, why waste it if you don't have to? This must have been where the snake came out of. I know I'm taking a risk by running through the middle of the floor, but I'm gonna do it. Ochus are proximity, Nankas are sound. Slimes are also sound. So you could technically hit backslash on all of this except for the Ochu and it will be good to go. And you would walk by all of it except for the Ochu. Got another strength, nice. Still haven't seen that other steel yet. I don't go out of my way for enemies, but if they're nearby and I'm still leveling up, I'll grab them. At this point, mimics are no longer a problem, so... Now we got those guys, Balocos, they are, I believe, sight. They have a conal effect. Let's see if I can find it on my list. Yeah, they are sight, so if you just stay out of the line of sight, they can walk right on by you. Ochu proximity, Moorball is also proximity. Just step through those. Do not get hit by that Moorball. It gives you a whole bunch of nasty. It's not fun. Puts you a whole bunch of status effects on you. Paralysis, blind, heavy, all kinds of things. Seedlings are sound, so if you put your backslash on, you wouldn't hit it. Nankas are sound, so both of these are sound, so it's a backslash walk if you didn't want to deal with it and just grab the chest. Sight just lights up the hell rest of the treasure map, so any traps on the ground, I will now see them. And also, if you're on a time crunch, Sight's definitely the thing to go. It'll not only show you where the treasure room is, but it will also show you where all the treasure chests are and the traps. You can avoid all that. That's a luring trap. It would summon 3 extra monsters. You can pop that if you're wanting a level. I'm not that worried about it. If you're in for a scoring run, luring traps. Luca is sight, Nanka is sound. And the Boloko cannot be interrupted when he's doing his cast, so you just have to step through it. You can get hit by it. It doesn't really do that much damage if you're a tank, but it cannot be interrupted. So, as I've tried. I haven't tried Shield Bash, but I know a normal kick does not work. Sight. Another one. This is a short room. What's that? Froggy Trap. You know, I never see any benefit to walking over a froggy trap on purpose. It doesn't even turn the other enemies into frogs. That would be great if it did. See, 2 froggy traps. So Purity, if you had Pox on from a Mimic, which that shouldn't be too big of an issue with the tank, but essentially that's all it is. It takes the Pox off. Most of the time, if I'm a healer or a tank and I get Pox, I just deal with it, because it's not that bad, but, you know, for DPS it can be pretty detrimental. But ranged physical DPS should not be getting Pox either, because they have an interrupt for Mimics. Tanks have an interrupt. The only ones that really have to worry about Pox are your healers and your ranged casters. So Alteration will turn things either into a Mimic or a Mandragora. Mandragoras are awesome because they you can one-shot them and they might turn into treasure chests, so easy kills, easy experience points. Or the Mimics, which is a tank, not a problem. For ranged physical DPS, not a problem. But for the healers and the caster ranged, witching's for that. Witching always works unless you think you can kill it fast enough. Which early on, that's possible. So, floor 19 coming up. Ooh, we are really low on levels. They just haven't had any monsters. I probably should have hit that fluorine trap. Oh well. Hindsight. I don't think I've... Oh, Mimic. Sure, let's see how we want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and put them one at a time. Because they are proximity. Right now they can still be kicked and stuff like that and interrupted, so I don't have to use my haze. But I'll also kill them fast enough too. So treasure chest, thank you. Got one more Mimic. I always have my haze or my kick on standby. They have 2 casts, Death Trap and Infatuation. Infatuation's the one that you want to interrupt. Death Trap you can just step out of. Don't waste your interrupt on that. These cannot be interrupted either, so just step through them when it does its little conal thing. This is also a short floor. I don't think I've ever been this low. I'm gonna save the strength. I'm gonna pop a sight, see if there's any luring traps, because I kind of wanna... see if I can get any more levels. At least one more. I don't feel comfortable going up to a level 35 at 33. I mean, it's doable. It just, some of your hits start to miss and you got the bees to deal with. And that also means we're going to start the 3rd set really low. guess we're gonna do it. Floor 20. If you've got any sustaining potions, I would recommend using it if you're this low. If your ether's still low, just use some food. Do not step in the death beam. It hurts. Let my potion come off cooldown. I'm not even gonna worry about the bees, just kill him. And that's all she wrote on that. So I'm gonna end it here, go to the store, sure, just keep looking for the next 2 floor sets. But yep, that's floors 1 through 20. Have a good day.